So I finally watched Don't Look Up on Netflix, and there are three type of people for this movie. There are one who watched it and loved it. There are two who watched it and hated it, and there are Michael Knowles from Michael Knowles. Um, I think this movie is a social commentary satire because it's comment on our society as a whole, and um, it's had different sides of arguments because if you watch the trailer, the first trailer, I think it feel like there are people who just act like idiots. But when you watch the movie and you feel like, well, they have their reason why they say what they say. Because this is not the first time. I guess it's kind of Adam McKay's fault for tweet out this movie is it's something to do with climate change. Maybe he didn't tweet. Maybe something I heard about that I haven't really gone to Twitter and checked this out. But something along that line. And a lot of people watch the movie and think, "Wow, this is a climate change movie," but it's not a climate change movie. It's not even the end of the world movie. This movie is about a comment, yeah, collides with the earth. That's about it. So it's not a climate change movie. It's not an end of the world movie. The world's still there. So because a lot of the time it's about characters doing these same things in different situations. So it's about this idea, and character react to this, and it's basically the same. Script wise, it's not the best script out there because there isn't much in terms of script. They're just not that big of a script. Performing wise, pretty good. I don't think anyone tried to outperform anyone. I think they just played these characters brilliantly. That's all. Because ultimately the script itself is not great. This is not the first time, and this idea has been around for a long time. But I think this time, Adam McKay does something slightly different, and that is give people have people with different opinions on how they react to it. There's some random pastor hear about this and they say, "What are you talking about? What's happened?" And there are lots of small moments because there's this big thing happen, but they don't go big. They try to show you these small moments, small reactions because people can be pretentious. People can, take advantage of it. People can just say, "Can there's a way, it's gonna be fine." And people act differently. And there's also Yo. I think Yo, YULE. He came in about in third act. I think he played by Timothy Chalamet, and his character is rather interesting because he is sort of free spirit. He, sort of in sort of anti-authority type person, and his friends too, and they hang out in places outside. And with his character, you learn that he grew up in religion's family, and so when all this calmed down, when he finally, because you hear the story about this crazy lady telling everyone that you're gonna die, and people have opinions about it. And there also interesting take that, well, this story of a comet comes toward Earth, people focusing on the breakup between the singer and her ex. And so with Yo, he admitted he religion, and he found his way around it. That's what he said. When he finally sees with his own eyes that the comet is up there in the sky, when he sees that, because he hears about it, people talk about it. Now, when he actually sees, it's terrifying him. It's the first time that he felt terrified. So he pray and all that, which I think a lot of people do this to keep themselves down. Calm themselves down, because you think of it, it's not that surprising because ultimately this movie is kind of like real time reaction, real time. Well, it's not yet based on uh, real event. It's not even that far off because I think a lot of people say, well, it's another woke propaganda about climate change. I think people do tend to confuse between climate change and a comet hit the Earth because these are two separate things. Because this is not about the end of the world, really. It's just that, and that's it, really. Um, I find the ending is satisfying to watch because after all these characters after all these characters done, they come to realization that they tried, and other people just doesn't believe them. They try to make a profit from it, and so in the end they come together. They go grocery shopping. They drive in a car. Some character even propose an engagement. In different circumstances, it will be different. But this movie, when it's here, people, these characters know what's coming, and then they just go to this house, and then have family dinner, and they sit and talk, and someone say we should say amen, except nobody knows how to say except this Timothy Chalamet character. You come in and he say, I get it, and we can to hold. He extended his hands for everyone to hold, and everyone hold hands, and he says prayer and all that. And in the end, it's show different people reaction because a lot of characters that are not main characters, they're just background characters. They just have little human moment. They just have, they're also a character in the end that just wearing this traditional costume and dance when this all happened. And different people have different way to go through this because ultimately it's terrifying. And so is this movie worth watching? I think a lot of people, when it's come to social commentary, a lot of people doesn't quite understand because they have not seen the bigger picture, and also they have not connect dots. This doesn't mean they're stupid or dumb or that they are not smart enough to understand. I think because when you went out there and you connect dots and you see a pictures, and when you see a movie like this, you begin to see that's what I've been talking about. So a lot of people, they have other things to worry about, so then don't connect dots and all that. So it's not that they're stupid to not understand a movie, because ultimately you can't control how audience feel in any movie, because people have different opinions, and also sometimes people just not in the right mindset to see it. And because if you take a movie like The Shape of Water, which is one of the movie that critics really crazy about it. They talk about how The Shape of Water is so great, so great. And I went watched that movie and it was like, thanks, but I rather not. So I think in the end, it's not about loving it or hate it. It's because it's ultimately it's come down to just a movie. For those who see bigger pictures, doesn't mean they know what to do either, because ultimately a lot of us love to get feedback on who we are or how we treat other people, and it is the type of movie that give you that feedback. Because when it comes to satire or social commentary, some people have grand ideas, but they just have one side of the argument. And those movies are bad because they just have one side argument. They don't have the other argument. It's just like, wow, you don't understand because this is our experience. Because when you go this big of social commentary type, you have to listen to all sides. You have to have all sides share their view. That would make social commentary movie works. Because sometimes directors or writers just don't get this. They just, well, you don't understand because you don't have a lived-in experience. Just sometimes you're just a bad writer. I think one of the best social commentary I've seen recently is bodies, because ultimately this movie is just so funny in many ways, because ultimately it's criticism on user who on social media for whatever reason they do this TikTok video for everything they done, and bodies is also a social commentary. This is one of movies that do that too. And also, what's up with Michael Knowles?